So this is the topic today, guys. Why do Englishmen hate everybody? Why? Why do they hate everybody? They hate so many things, many peoples, many religions, many civilizations. Anything that's different to English, they really have a problem with accepting. It's just really bizarre. It's really, really bizarre because you know that when you go to other countries, right? English people, you've never ever heard of British people or English people sitting in other countries and they're having some kind of crazy racism against them or discrimination against them. Have you ever heard of it? No, you've never heard of it, but yet we hear it constantly from them towards everybody else, including themselves. Honeybee, you say entitlement. Yeah, if you want to come up and discuss a little bit more. Cynthia Areno says why God accepted it. Well, I've had some spiritual conversations around this topic, and I can maybe dive into it just a little bit into it, but maybe not too much on this particular topic. But God didn't accept anything. Nothing is accepted by God. The universe created everything, and then that's it. God is just the creator. And then there's other energies outside of that have more power and control over that. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. Greetings, Izzy. Luke Kruger. Most definitely, they are lost souls. Most definitely. Ollie Too Fast says from the minority, though. What do you mean by the minority? Ollie, do you want to tell us your ethnicity? The hatred comes from the minority of Englishmen and certainly not you. Well, why do you think, so you think that you're the exception, Ollie? Hi, Rebel, good to see you. So, Ollie, you can only speak for yourself. You can only speak for yourself. If you're white and English, then you can only speak for yourself. There's a reason why your country is falling apart. It's not because of the minority. It's because of experiences we've constantly had throughout history. You are just one person, Ollie. And when you say it's yourself, to me, you're already saying that you haven't actually done enough for other white Englishmen to hold them accountable for their behavior. You can speak for people. No, see, this is what happens sometimes, right? And a lot of you white Englishmen especially, you don't realize the depth of your behavior because we know you better than you do, Ollie. We really know you better than you do. You guys don't do enough reflection. Every time you don't call out a sexist comment from one of your friends, you enable the bad behavior towards women. Every time there's some kind of PDF joke, we know that's very much in your culture, by the way, and you don't correct it, you are also complicit. Anytime that there's some kind of racism and you don't call that shit out, you say that, oh, we just want to have legal immigration, you're racist. If you don't call that out with your friends, you're also complicit. And the fact of the matter is the majority of people, in my experience, is true. It's true. Ollie, you just need to open a book. Like you guys always say this, based on what source? How do you know? And I don't do this because you haven't said it. You haven't said once, I challenge any of my friends with their bad behavior or the things that they say, because we know that everybody is not perfect, right? There's no way on this earth, Ollie, that 100% of the time your friends are not saying anything that's offensive to another group of people. That's impossible because people make mistakes also. So even if there's something intentionally or unintentionally, they're still going to be saying something. And if you're sitting there being like, did I say I was perfect, Ollie? Did I say I was perfect? But the thing is, my name is not on the prompt there. My people's not on the prompt there. Ollie, this is about you and your brothers. This is about what you guys do and how you make other people feel in the world. And that's it. Somebody who's repeating, Dexter, don't spam in the chat, okay? Because if you spam, you do get muted here and eventually blocked. This doesn't say the UK. It says, why do Englishmen? It says Englishmen. It doesn't say anything about the UK there. I have the ability to discern between different groups of people in the UK. You can't. because you think that every black person is from Africa and you think every brown person is from India. You guys don't have the ability to actually separate different groups of people, whereas we do. That's why it says Englishmen there. It doesn't say British men. It doesn't say UK men. It doesn't even say white men. It says Englishmen there. That's what that says, because I'm being very specific. Good to see you, Ems. Hi, S. Good to see you. 222 is here. Okay, we've got World Pro Wrestling on the panel. Hello again. How are you?
I'm all right, Foxy. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Not bad, not bad. It's a Friday night, so let's see where this conversation is going to go today.
Yeah, it's. I can tell you something. It's been full of it this week where I live. I live in Gloucestershire, let's just say, and where the Gold Cup is being held, and it's just drunken louts 24/7.
And the RAF.
Oh yeah, the RAF. Yeah, the RAF.
Yeah.
But
so
yeah.
tell us what's been going on in your area.
Why do black English men hate everyone? That'd be called.
Excuse me, boxing.
Stupid
We're having
bitch.
boxing. Okay, you see what happens. English people, English men can't control themselves. I didn't drop that person, by the way. I didn't drop that person.
If that was me and you, they would call us aggressive, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's all they do. They have no ability to actually control themselves or wait their turn or have actually some decorum. Yeah, they always prove my point, guys, in the chat. Everybody's already seeing it. Typical Englishman, point proven so early. Why did they hate everybody? They just don't have any respect for themselves or other people. Oh, did you do it? This is Beth. Okay. Well, it's fine. You did anyway, because they needed to be dropped anyway, because and it was twice I muted them twice and they could not control themselves. So if they're still here, I don't know if they're still here, they are more than welcome to come back up again and try. But we're going to continue on the conversation. World Pro, sorry about that interruption.
No, it's fine. I just don't understand how someone can hate another person just because of the race. It's just, I still don't understand it, and I'm 46. I still just don't grasp it, and I just still don't understand what they get out of it. And you know, I actually the other day, it was Wednesday. I went down to Essex actually, and I haven't seen the flagpoles. I went down there, and there were St George's flags everywhere, and I sort of thinking to myself, I know why this is here, and I know why you're putting these St George's flags up, because they're not my flags, and it's just tribalism, and it's just terrible. It's actually pathetic.
Yeah, very much so. It's literally like those dogs that go around pissing on bushes, right? They're marking their territory. That's all they're trying to do. That's all they're trying to do. It's like their Neanderthal gene, right? It's out in full force. And what can we do? Oh, let's put up a piece of cloth and let's mark this area to try and make people uncomfortable. But are you sending anyone home by putting up those flags? No.
No, but it's been like that all week in where I live, like, because it's Gold Cup week, and like you just said, there's people, literally English people, just walking around peeing on the street. They were fighting in a big bookies. They beat the hell out of some. Apparently, I was told yesterday by a friend of mine who I train with, they beat an Indian man up down. He was just walking down the street with his kids, minding his own business, and he got himself beat up for no reason. What's the matter with these people? Just and you know, Cheltenham don't do anything about it. They think the Gold Cup's brilliant because it's bringing in so much money, and of course the Queen and the royal family are there. Why don't they come out and see something? What's actually happening?
Right? If they actually cared about their their subjects, as they called them, they would actually, and actually this is the thing that pissed me off, I think, the most. There's many things that piss me off about the royal family, but I think it's every time that there's some kind of riots, they never say anything. They never say, we need country unity, we need there to be peace on the streets, like we want to spread some more love and joy. They never say anything.
Not allowed to, are they?
Anything.
They're not allowed to, that's why.
They can. That's the thing. Like they can. They literally can. You see now, Willie and Kate. They're doing all these stupid, desperate press tours because they know the royal family is dying out in popularity. They know this. That's why they're forcing them onto Radio 1, BBC Radio 1. Right? They're forcing them to be like, "Hey guys, look at these people. They're so relatable to the average person in the UK." Like forcing it upon the people, you know, and it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
They're probably a bit scared that they're going to have their council house taken off in Buckingham Palace.
Well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It really is going to happen because the people are finally waking up. Too slow for my opinion, actually, though. Way too slow for my opinion. There's still too many English people who are willing to kiss the arse of these grifters and think that they actually represent country pride. I mean, imagine the type of English person you got to be, right? That you and your people have been literally enslaved by the royal family and you still kiss their arse like that. They literally robbed English people for centuries of their property, of their earnings, made them so subservient, and they still are like, oh, we love them so much. And I'm like, these people have got billions. Turn out your pockets right now. Turn out your pockets right now. Let me see how much money you got in your pocket right now. Nothing. Nothing. I don't understand. Like, this is a real. So we have a term for this now, don't we? It's parasocial relationships, right? You know this phrase well.
You're obviously on about the God and all that earlier, and I think people like that get dealt with by the Almighty.
Yeah, I believe so too. I mean, karma's coming back around. It's coming back around.
Yeah, everything in the Bible, it says exactly what's going to happen. So.
Yeah.
You know, the peasant and the Gentile. I think the peasants are not the Gentiles. I think it's the other way around now. The Gentiles are the actual peasants, and the peasants are the Gentiles.
For real. Because the thing is, I think what the annoying thing about the UK is that British people and English people are very weak. Right, so they should have overthrown the government by now and overthrown their royal family. They should have done this, but they're not going to do it. So it's going to be a case of natural things coming in to actually rectify the problems with the government, with the country, with the royal family. These things are going to happen naturally. Yes, I do believe this. So Lion of the South. Yeah, you guys are too weak. You guys are too weak because historically, and it's an example I always bring up, right, is that English culture, you've been told that French people are the troublemakers. Oh, they're always rioting all the time. They're such a problematic people. And we got to keep our stiff upper lip and we got to keep calm and carry on. But they've overthrown their governments many times. They've overthrown their royal family. They don't have one anymore, do they? They actually have they're a republic country, but you don't have that. You don't have that. Yeah, exactly, Eve. French people get things done. Yeah, exactly. Simon Arcras says, why are you separating yourself like that? Like what? I'm talking about Englishmen. I'm clearly not an Englishman. What the hell are you talking about? Yes. How are you doing, darling?
Hey, Fox. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How was your meeting the other day? Was it all right?
Yes, thank you.
Did you have to pretend with your laughter still, though?
Of course. I was glad it was over. Hey, Mace as well. See Richest Mace is on here.
Fantastic. Okay, so what do you want to add to the topic today?
Okay, why do Englishmen hate everyone? It's just truthfully, they hate themselves.
Yeah.
Some of them don't have the best nutrition. When they don't have the best nutrition, they have poor health, they get very weak-minded, they love processed food, they take pleasure in knowing everything about everyone else in terms of oppressions, but they are constantly oppressing themselves. And it's just a level of self-hatred. It's not that they even hate everyone, it's just truthfully they hate themselves and projecting at the highest forms. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Absolutely. That's why I put themselves at the very, very bottom as well, because I don't think that they realize that they actually do dislike themselves so much. Mm-hmm. I don't think that they really do that. They don't spend enough time, like men generally, as we know anyway, they don't really do enough self-reflection. But Englishmen in particular, they are the most difficult. Difficult. Please don't talk over people. Riches. You see, we've got other people on the panel here. Everybody takes their turn. I will call you when it's your time to speak. If you have patience, if you're able, because it's a test for a lot of men up here. It's a test. If you can actually just wait your turn to be able to speak, and then you will have the floor to say whatever you want. So historically, of course, we know that English people, not British, not the Irish, not the Scottish, not the Welsh, I put the Irish, of course, on the screen there, have really just not treated people very well, not treated people with respect, with patience, with understanding, and they are the worst culture for that on the planet. Historically, it's been shown, and every time we bring up a conversation, they'll always try to deflect to some other culture. And you'll be like, okay, so tell us what they did to you then. Tell us what this group of people apparently have actually done to you. Like, tell us. And what happens? They have to go all the way back to like the Ottoman Empire. I'm like, okay, well, tell us what the Ottoman Empire is doing to you today. They have to like really scour and search for some kind of, situations to try to get them to prove a point, but they fail 100% of the time. So, yes. Okay, we've got Rich S now. Rich S, it is your time to speak. What would you like to add to the conversation, please? Rich S.
Yeah, it's popping.
Okay, hello.
Hello, my lovely. How we doing? We well?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm all good, my love. I feel like this. I've got more questions more than points.
Well, that's the prompt here. So I have the question. I'm the one who asked the question first. So if you want to speak on the prompt, and then you can ask questions after.
I've
this
more
is the
just got questions, to be honest with you.
Well, then this is not your topic because I've
But
got a
that's
question.
that's the problem. You're more than happy.
No, that's not a problem. I'm muting you for a second because this is clearly written in English what the topic is today. This is clear. There's a different topic every week. Every
hold
week
on,
I have
hold
a
on,
different.
hold on.
Richard,
You said
please
that-
don't
you
unmute because you need to understand how I run my
stage is fine.
painting.
You said the stage is-
Richard, I'm muting you. Please just
Let me talk
listen.
then. Let me
Why do
talk.
you keep
You said it's
unmuting
my
yourself? Ha ha! Wait.
What do you mean
Wait.
wait?
You've
What do you mean wait?
disconnected.
You're
You've
gonna have to
unmuted
kick me.
yourself. You're being dropped now. You've unmuted yourself about 10 times. Okay. You see again what happens. Do you see what happens? They don't. Thank you, Callisto. English people don't respect boundaries. You can come up here and agree or disagree. Like, that's honestly fine. You can agree or disagree, but don't come up here and don't want to answer the question and then just be like, well, I actually want to talk about something else. Go to a different live or go and talk to your friend. Literally, go and talk to your friend. Or if you got friends, go talk to somebody else. Literally, or ask your questions down in the chat. Do something else, because if you can't stick to topic, then that's your limitation, unfortunately. It's your limitation. Right, we've got Brad. Brad on the panel. How are you?
How's it going? You alright?
I'm okay, not bad. You okay today?
Yeah, I'm beautiful. Thank you. I just wanted to really say, do you believe in Jesus by any chance?
That's not the prompt here. That's not the prompt here. That's not the prompt. Can you
Okay.
read the prompt, please, out loud and answer the question?
I'm not your dog, but I'm just going to reiterate. Do you believe in Jesus? You really should.
Another one is being dropped, guys. Another one is being dropped. Like, what the hell? T-Zeno, why do they keep deflecting? Exactly. Good question, T-Zeno. Why do they keep deflecting? It is a very simple question. As I said, you can agree or disagree, but please, this is the prompt today, guys. This is the prompt. Okay, we've got this fleur-de-lis symbol up here in the panel, and it looks like you are skydiving. Are you skydiving? No, you're not. You're just in the sky. Oh, okay. Okay. So how should I address you today?
I don't know. Just, I'm an Englishman, and I love everyone.
Okay, I'll just call you Englishman then. Okay, Englishman, can you answer the prompt, please? What would you like to add?
My phone's about to die. Sorry.
Okay. Oh. Okay, you came up at the completely wrong time. And you obviously wanted to have a conversation, but your phone died. Okay. Okay. So World Pro, what is your experience so far of all the Englishmen who've come up on the panel?
I think they're just, they always bring the old, do you believe in Jesus? Well, if they know what Jesus would have looked like 2,000 years ago, I doubt there was many white people walking around Israel.
Well, it wasn't Israel, remember? It was not.
Wherever it was, there definitely wasn't, Palestine,
Judea.
there definitely wasn't
Judea.
boats or planes, and there wasn't a lot of travelling to go that far. And it just comes back, they just don't like it, and they just have to cause trouble. And they can't debate like normal human beings, but if it was me or you screaming at them, they would say we're aggressive and we're troublemakers and we need locking up and like we're animals, but they're the people who they're hypocrites. I just see hypocrites.
Yeah, they're not able to actually be on a regular sort of conversational adult level. And this is what I constantly show on my platform. I did see, of course, a few messages in the chat down there saying, oh, Fox, this is all you talk about. This is all you talk about on this platform. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is all I talk about on this platform. And what? You're always still here.
But that's
And
your
there are
platform.
many things I do talk about on other platforms as well. As I've mentioned many times, this is just one platform that I do have. But the fact of the matter is they always still know what I do and they're still here. You know, and this is the thing that I always try to get them to reflect upon. They are always still coming to this space. Always, all of the time. You know, so they don't have to be here. I don't force them, you know. So it is what it is. Okay, so we've got less talk still on the panel. I think we've spoken before. I believe so.
Yeah, we have.
Yes, we have. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm okay. So what would you like to add to the topic today?
I'm gonna have to disagree. I don't think Englishmen hate everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think so. I'm gonna say like that statement potentially is rage baiting. So I think like a lot of people are gonna come in and defend
Do you want
themselves.
to
and
just, do you want to actually, so you say you disagree, okay? So then
I
tell us
disagree.
why you disagree with the bot. Instead of saying it's rage bait, because it's not, this is literally how I think, this is how I feel, this is how a lot of people think and feel. Like other people have actually answered the prompt. Why don't you talk about in your experience why you disagree with the
you
prompt?
tell me what do you class as hate?
No, the prompt is this, okay? You come up here to answer the prompt. People are saying, come on, Vicky, answer the prompt, please. Can you answer the prompt? You came up and said they don't. Okay, then tell us about it.
I've not witnessed. I can listen. Let me explain something. But of course, they kind of have a reason why they can be frustrated at certain ideologies that are being pushed into the country. So basically, they may feel.
Hold
No,
on, hold on.
Let me finish.
You've
Let me
got
finish.
many different groups of people. Being a woman is not an ideology. Being a child is not an ideology. Being Irish is not an ideology.
So what would you say about Arab people? Like, would you say Arab people hate
Being
women?
Eastern European, being black, being brown, being Muslim is
wait.
not an ideology. It is an existence of people.
Wait, would you? That's basic. This is what I mean. Like that's why I say that there's a lot of rage baiting going here because LGBTQ is widely accepted in the United Kingdom, more than it is accepted in African countries, more than is accepted in
Don't do
Caribbean
deflection.
and
No,
Arab
no, no,
countries.
no. We don't do
You can't
deflection
say-
here. No. I'm muting you. Hey, we don't do deflection here, okay? This is the prompt. It is about England and what happens in England. It's not a case of, oh, we do it better than, no, because you don't know. You don't live in those countries, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you live in Britain. So you would be very aware or should be aware of the civilization that is around you and how people behave around you. Okay,
We can
so
look at
this
the
is what we're
data.
talking about. Please stick to topic. Please
Okay,
stick
I'm
to
going to stick
topic.
with the topic, but we could look at the data and see which country has murdered a lot of people purely because of being gay. And
Hold on a minute. You're deflecting again.
I'm deflecting apparently.
If you're deflecting again, then we
I'm
can obviously
bringing
talk about
facts.
British. We can obviously talk about British history, okay? Because how many countries did Britain invade, and how millions of people, like millions of
talking
people,
about
have Britain done?
You're talking
have
about
unalived.
we're talking about today. We're talking about now, right now. We
I'm
can't
talking,
go
which
backwards.
still happens today. Which still happens today.
Okay, in what way have you witnessed Englishmen hating LGBTQ people, hating women, predominantly? Let's talk about
Oh
it.
my God, it's every pride, dear, every single pride, they go down there and they cause fights, they cause arguments. Every time there is some kind of promotion for any other group, an LGBTQ plus, an advert comes on television. What happened last Christmas? Was it last Christmas or Christmas before? Where it was the adverts, right? And it had some trans people in it. Oh my God, I'm kicking off because why are there trans people at Christmas time? Excuse me? You are being selective in your outrage. Like you are literally being so selective. So selective because you think, so this is what happens on my panel a lot of the time, right? A lot of the time on the panel, we get people up here will be like, well, you're accepted because you have laws. You have laws that say that you should be treated equally with other people and the law should cover you. But you act as if the law is 100% effective and you act as if people are not their own people as well. You act as if people don't have their own dislikes toward other groups of people. That's how you act 100% of the time. I wouldn't, again, these subjects are here because they are some things that actually happen. And if you want to stay ignorant to what actually happens in England, that is your choice. It is your choice. Let's talk still. Because I think you're doing a lot of talking, but not actually enough listening. Thank you for the gift.
I'm listening to what you're saying, and I get what you're saying, but like you like to use things that happened years back. I've noticed.
No. I just brought an example
colonialism
of what
quite a
happened
lot.
last year. Look at what Eve has written in the chat right now. Why are there a black family on Christmas advert? You don't even remember what happened then? Everybody kicks off again. Anytime that there is some kind of diversity shown on a Christmas advert, for example, who kicks off? Englishmen.
You know what's funny? Can I say something? If you go to
No, you
African
can't
countries,
because you're not listening. You said many times now, I get your point. Are you going to deny, let's all talk, that happens? Are you going to deny that happens?
and I'm not denying that it happens. Of course it does.
There's no buts. There's no buts, okay?
It happens.
That happens, okay? So if you go to other countries and they show other groups of people on the televisions, what happens?
It's a big problem. It's a big problem. They don't like that.
It's not a big problem. It's not a big problem. The only example I've seen where it's been out and out racism was it China? I think where they used a black man on television and they washed him and he came out Chinese. That's literally like the only example I've actually seen in other countries where they have a different ethnic group of people on the TV, and it's a problem.
Okay, what would you say? What would you say about?
You're asking too many questions. Let's talk still. Too much talking and not enough listening. This is the problem with you men. Too much talking and not enough listening. You think that all of these spaces are debate spaces, okay? You come here always, constantly trying to fight. You're aggressive. You're always trying to fight all of the time. You're trying to fight the prompt. You're trying to fight the facts constantly instead of actually opening your eyes and taking a minute and going, do you know what? Actually, that does happen and it is a problem.
You want me to agree?
I want you to actually understand what goes on in the country. I don't want you to have rose-tinted glasses on.
I have questions though.
No, you're not allowed to ask any questions because the prompt is there to be understood. If you don't want to understand the prompt, then you can go down to the bottom, which I'm going to drop you right now because you're not getting it. And I'm not here to actually educate any of you. I'm here to actually show you the type of people that are in your country. I'm actually here to show Britain who lives in Britain because too much of the time, us as black people, brown people, Muslims, Irish, Eastern European, LGBTQ plus women and children, we don't know or we cannot see our neighbours for who they are until they show themselves like this. And then everything starts to make more sense. Everything starts to make more sense for us, right? It's about us. It's not about these people, these ignorant, racist people, people who don't want to educate themselves. It's not about them. It's about us, right? It's about us. It's about us actually seeing the depth of their behavior and the different types of their behavior. Because before, I know a lot of us would defend our friend and be like, oh, well, do you know what? They didn't mean it. They didn't say that. And then guess what happens? It turns out that they actually vote for reform. So what do you mean? What do you mean? This person's supposed to be my friend, and yet he's voting for fascist parties. You know, we have to wake up to this shit. Kelza, you're back on the panel, my dear.
I just wanted to say something that's probably controversial, but kind of funny, I guess. Maybe I'm rage baiting a bit, but I just wanted to say one thing as well. Everyone on here, please don't take me that serious, but maybe take it serious to an extent. But I think a lot of them have small wieners too. It's part of it.
Say that again. Can you say that again? I missed that.
A lot of them have small wieners, which is why they have that level of self-hatred. Not all, but good majority of them.
That is 100% true because I think a lot of you know here that I'm a dominatrix. So I've seen plenty
I've got wood.
Plenty.
That's a lie.
Plenty. Brad, you've already been told. You've already been told, Brad.
Sorry.
You know how many times you have to tell men something until they actually gets in their head? How many times? I don't know how many times. But yes, it is true, Kelsa. It is very, very true. We have not talked a lot about the wiener size. We haven't actually talked anything at all about the wiener size, but I've seen thousands of men around the world. Thousands. I always talk about English clients. They've actually been my most popular clients. I've been to Ireland, very popular there too, but Irish men are very different to English men. Irish men are naturally submissive and they're naturally more respectful. English men definitely have this like combative attitude. Even though they're coming to be submissive, they want to fight and try to challenge my dominance as well at the same time. I'm like, bitch, this is not the right place. This is not the right place. I've been to, of course, to the UAE as well, been to Dubai to do sessions there, done sessions in Germany, in Sweden, in America. And definitely white men from England are the most insecure, the most unaccepting of themselves and everybody else. 100%. Did I say I've been to India as well? I've had sessions in Delhi, New Delhi, and why it can be very annoying. By the way, they can be very annoying, but they get very overexcited. They're not disrespectful. They're just very overly excited because again, with some of these oppressive cultures, they can get quite excited around women. UAE is similar as well, but not to the point of disrespect. Whereas Englishmen, again, you see me, you guys who have been here many times, you see me when I do that sigh of, you see like a core memory is unlocked. Like the memories are unlocked of like, these times. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kelsa. You're absolutely right, Kelsa. So I'm going to bring in Brad John because obviously the part about the wiener size seemed to trigger this young man up here. So Brad, what have you got to add to the conversation? Brad, you can unmute.
Yep.
Yes, hello. What do you want to add?
No, I was just obviously there are some small wiener sizes. I'm just saying that there's some of us that don't have small wieners. That's all I was saying. I'm not offended. You know, it is what it is. Anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna address the prompt. Mm-hmm. I personally don't hate you. No reason to.
I didn't think that you hated me because it's not about you. It's not about
I'm an
you as an
Englishman.
individual.
I'm an Englishman, though.
Yeah, but it doesn't say Brad John hates everyone, does it? It says English
Okay,
men.
if I said all African women don't like white people, would you feel offended?
But does that say all? Does that say all Englishmen, Brad?
No, it doesn't.
Exactly, it doesn't say that. So if you are intelligent enough, you would not put yourself into this subject matter. You'd be
I
able
would
to separate
definitely
yourself.
Put myself under Englishmen. That's exactly what I am.
Okay, but then if you are actually not one of these people who actually has a problem with the groups of people I put on the screen, you wouldn't take it personally. You would be able to see outside of yourself and understand why the prompt is the prompt today.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it is an overgeneralization, though. I know you're not saying all, but it's sort of insinuated.
But that means you haven't actually understood what I'm saying here.
Okay, can you explain that to me further?
Yes, as a culture, okay, the culture of English men, we have seen this historically and presently that they do have a problem with this group. Again, as I said, if you are the exception to the rule, and that's what you believe, then you can separate yourself and actually see the state of the country, and you'll be like, yeah, actually, they do have a problem with everybody. Because they do.
Yeah, when you say they, it's sort of like you're talking about
Brad, in the news every single day, is there some kind of problem that Englishmen have with Muslims?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yes, they do have then they do dislike Muslims, okay?
Yeah, that's some English men.
Wait. one bit at a time.
Yeah, I'll
one bit
leave
at a
it,
time.
so.
Hermit sapien, yes, thank you. We need some cognitive abilities here, okay? This is why I end up having to break down each section, okay? Do you know anything about the English-Irish history?
Yeah. We fought several wars over them. Them over us, you know.
Huh?
We fought wars before. I understand some of the history, yeah.
Is that all you think? You just fought wars before?
There's been a lot of, yeah, I know there's a lot of oppression and stuff. But that's
How old
not,
are you? No, let me ask, actually, let me see how old you are. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, yeah, so there's a lot of things that you still need to learn.
Yeah, very young. Very young.
A lot of
Listen,
things you
if
still
you don't like the country,
So, let's talk
Right,
still,
yeah.
please. I don't even know why I let you back up in the panel, actually, to be honest with you. I don't know why you're up there. I just, I literally let you back up and I don't know why, because it's not going to last for very long. Yeah, it's not lasting very long. Yeah, I've dropped you again. Too much. No, not today. Not today. Okay, so Brad, the English enslaved the Irish. They
Okay.
enslaved them. They treated them absolutely appallingly.
That's awful.
They had so much prejudice and so much racism against them. And actually, the funny thing is, it's the real exception of white on white racism, because they literally treated Irish people like they were black and brown people. You know, they said they had. I don't know if you've heard of the phrase "No blacks, no dogs, no Irish." Have you heard of that phrase?
I actually haven't, no.
No, so that's a phrase that the British came up with. And Steph says, yeah, we forced them to speak English and made their language almost extinct. The same thing has obviously happened to the Scottish as well, and the Welsh. The indigenous people of Britain are really struggling to hold on to their native languages because the English came and colonized Britain first. And I don't even know if you know that English people are not indigenous to Britain.
Oh,
Do you
I
know that?
actually did not know that, no.
Yeah, they're not indigenous. They came from Northern Europe, the Anglo-Saxon tribe. They're a
the
mix of many
Anglo-Saxon,
different tribes. Yeah, so Anglo-Saxon came from Germany, Denmark, and Netherlands. And yeah, so when you look at now the DNA of the average UK person, it is very, very amalgamated with a lot of different European cultures. There's also some Swedish in there, Scandinavian, but the Anglo-Saxons generally did come from those three countries. And a lot of English people will say some things simultaneously. Will like, well, everyone would be speaking German if we didn't win World War II. It's like, English is a Germanic language. It's like still part of the same group. And you also went on to invade, and maybe you don't know this as well, is that the UK has invaded the most countries historically, 171.
Two-thirds of the world?
Yeah, you know that one then, 171 out of 195 countries.
Yeah.
You know, so if English people loved everybody and was not so hateful, they wouldn't have needed to go and do that, right?
Yeah.
And,
This is
And they
my
went
thing. I think it's just we did it because we could. I feel like any country that could put themselves in that situation would do that.
okay, so Brad, do you know how old civilization is? Human civilization is
200,000 years now?
Humans are 300,000 years old. That's humans. Like the Earth has been around for a lot longer, right? It's 300,000 years old. But the English tribe is only 1,500 years old.
Okay.
So if humanity wanted to do that, they would have. They literally would have. They're around for
I feel like
hundreds of
everyone
thousands.
has that innate nature to want
No,
to do
you can't say
now.
that though, because they would have done it. There would have literally been history to show that they did it, but they didn't.
Everyone's tried though. Romans, Egyptians,
No.
they want to conquer the world.
The thing is, though, that some of these empires, they had limitations. Okay, they had limitations. Some of these
Because we
empires
didn't
just
have
wanted to
limitations,
stay.
though.
Some of these empires wanted to actually kind of stay local, and they were like, right, okay, we understand that this is similar culture to ours, and maybe we're gonna, try to take over some of their language and take some of their stuff, blah blah blah. But Britain was the only country that took everything to the next level, right? So even the Romans, right? Even the Romans, they were white. They didn't colonize. They actually treated everybody the same. They enslaved the British. They enslaved Judeans, the original Palestinians,
They killed our Lord and Saviour though.
Huh?
They killed our Lord and Saviour though.
Yeah, they also did that too. They did, yes, they did. But again, they did not colonize. They did not colonize. They did not want to over-insert their cultures upon people. They didn't want to do that, And again, even when they knew in Britain, they knew when it was their time to retreat back to Italy. They knew it. They were just like, do you know what, we've done now.
I feel
We
like,
don't need to
obviously,
do it anymore.
we killed a lot of people as well, and there was a lot of genocide, but that's exactly what they were doing. They were still doing these awful things. We just went further, and we didn't just kill people everywhere.
Okay, can you not say the K word, because we might
Sorry,
have to stop
sorry.
we might have to stop the live.
What shall I say instead?
Yeah, just say unalive, because
Right.
yeah, if you say things like that, then it gets flagged by TikTok.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So the problem is, Brad, what you're trying to do, and you see in the chat there, descendant of the oppressors, thank you so much. Brad, that's an excuse. Because if you
Pardon?
start to
Sorry?
say that everybody was doing the same thing, then you are not actually understanding the gravity of what the British Empire actually did and why we're still having these conversations today. Because if it was not that big a deal, right, we wouldn't be talking about it. Like, no one's talking about the Roman Empire. No one's affected by the Roman Empire.
I'm pretty sure the Romans did colonize, though. They colonized
Do you hear what I said?
Africa.
They were expanding their empire.
Listen to what I said. Listen to what I said first. I
you say?
said, if it was still a problem today,
What?
people would be discussing it. Any other empires, right? Any others. People bring up the Ottoman Empire a lot, and I'm like, oh, what did the Ottoman Empire do? Like, tell me about it. Are you affected by the Ottoman Empire? Say about the Roman Empire as well. If you're still affected by the Roman Empire, tell us about how you're still affected by the Roman Empire. People
Are
are
you
not.
still affected by the British Empire?
I left the country, so yes.
But you left Britain.
Yes.
So what about the British Empire? The reason why you
Please don't talk. Lion of the South, I'm pretty sure you've been here since almost the beginning. You know that's one person at a time to talk, please.
But that
And
is
you'll
a
get
good question. What about the British Empire made you leave?
It wasn't the empire itself, it was the people.
What,
It's
it
the
was-
people. It's the people, because of all of this stuff that I put on the screen.
Okay, well, that's fair enough, to be fair. You didn't like it, so you moved. That's fair enough.
I didn't like it. I don't like the weather. The weather is very bad. It's too expensive. It's very negative there, you know. And it's a very disrespectful culture. It's a very disrespectful culture.
Yeah, you can think that. Obviously, I feel like reality is subjective in a way of your own personal experiences, obviously, but not everyone has the same personal experiences, and someone could think the complete opposite of you, and that's completely fine as well.
Yeah.
But I just wanted, I've got to go now. My mother's just got back in, so I'm going to go and say hello to her. But I just want to say, I really do hope you find Jesus. He loves you. He died for you. And I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you. I love
What's
you.
Jesus got to do with it? What's Jesus got to do with the fact that Englishmen don't? They're the ones that need to find Jesus.
Jesus created the Englishmen. Jesus created you. He created everything.
Jesus was Palestinian.
I don't care
Jesus
what
was Palestinian. He was a
can be a
brown man.
Palestinian man.
He was
He
brown,
can be a black
yeah,
man.
you know
He can
that.
be a purple man. He can be a red man. I love Jesus. I don't care
Jesus
what
was
colour he
used
was.
to colonize other people. It was the justification of that to actually go over and
What, Jesus Christ?
Okay, thank you so much. So
on
1
others.
minute, we talk one at a time. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Steph. It is Lion. Brad's got to go see his mummy now.
Yeah, you know
go
it.
Talk to your mum about Jesus, and I hope that goes very well. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you
I
so
hope you
much.
have a beautiful day.
Thank you, and you.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
so we got Lions of the South. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, folks. You?
Yeah, I'm not bad. What would you want to add to the conversation
No, I just
today?
wanted to say on a statement that you said about the Roman, when they left, their empire was
Sorry, 1 minute. I can't really hear. Your microphone is very muffled. I'm also going to just turn the music down in the background as well, because I can't quite hear you very well.
Fox, can I just do a real quick reset? As in, just get people to do the tapping.
Yes, please. Yes.
So there's 90 of us in the room. So if we can all take 2 or 3 fingers and tap the prompt away from the comments and away from the panel on the right-hand side. 2 or 3 fingers like you're playing a piano back and forth. Do it for as long as you can, non-stop, and we can get the likes up. It doesn't cost anything, but it does help get more people in the room. If you've got any TikTok coins, please send your daily heart me. So that's in the top left corner. Make sure you're following Fox. Beautiful profile picture, then her name, number of likes. And if you're not following her, there's a plus sign. So tap on that so you can follow her, see her other lives. And then next to that, there's a heart symbol. So tap on that and send a daily heart me, which is just 1 TikTok coin. Thank you, Danny. And also share the live out. So underneath world, there's an arrow that says 22 at the moment. Tap on that, repost the live, and then share it to your friends. If you don't have anyone you can send it to, just do copy link and that will still help. And the very last thing I want to say, because I'm not going to answer the prompt yet, it's not my turn, is please do not speak over Fox. rules. She is the host. This is her room. She runs it in a very particular way. But if you speak over Fox as a black woman when she is still speaking, it is a microaggression. And you need to let her finish her sentences, and then you can go. And if she interrupts you to correct misinformation, you stop speaking, go on mute, and hear what she has to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steph. Always appreciated. Thank you so much. Okay, Lions, hopefully we can hear you now.
Can you hear me
Lions?
now?
Yes, go ahead now.
No, I was just saying the statement that you said about the Romans. The reason why they left was because of the barbarians and their empire was collapsing.
Okay.
And they wanted to expand their empire.
Because it's kind of, it was a bit off topic, that there.
Well, I was just going on something.
But,
It's misinformation that you were
answer-
saying, that's all.
The Romans, what? What?
Yeah, it's misinformation.
Okay, I'm sure everybody's going to sleep a lot better at night for that correction.
Oh, I hope
Do you want to
you
answer
do.
the prompt, please?
Why do Englishmen hate everyone? Why do you think Englishmen hate everyone?
That's for you to answer the
Well,
question.
as an
not me.
Englishman, I'm a nationalist. I mean, I don't really want to inherit other countries' trauma. That's one thing I can agree that I don't want.
Your microphone keeps going in and out. I don't know what you're doing with with your phone, but we can't hear you. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Hold on. Is he coming up again? Let me just check. No. Okay. Okay, Joanne, we're going to go to you now. Joanne.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to address the last person justifying colonization there, but he's gone, so there's no
Oh, he's
point.
here. No, is it Lions you wanted to speak to?
No.
some-
The one before that, I forgot his name, but it's absolutely fine. I appreciate coming up here.
All right, thank you. Okay, Lions, we've got you back again now. You want to carry on?
Yeah, I accept the British Empire and what happened, but I don't take accountability for it because I wasn't around in that time.
Who said you were around? Nobody said that you're not around.
Yeah, but I keep reading the comments,
It's-
and every person who keeps saying it's the British Empire that conquered the world, but I don't take accountability for it.
Look, man, this is where we kind of need English people to start having some logic, because of course you weren't there. Of course you weren't there.
So why do people keep bringing it up?
Do you actually think that you were there? Do you think that you were there? Do you think that we
I
think
know
that
I
you were
wasn't
there?
there. So I don't take
Do you
accountability for
think, Lions, do you think that we think you were there, logically?
So why do people keep bringing it up?
No, answer the question. Do you
We all know
think-
that I wasn't.
No, you're not
common
hearing
sense.
me. You're not hearing me, Lions. Do you think that we think that you were there?
Obviously not,
Exactly. So why do you not keep saying that?
because people keep bringing it up.
Because we don't think that. You think that.
No. If you read the
think that.
comments, if you read the
you
comments,
think that
it's
you
the
were
same thing.
actually there. Lions, you think that you were there. What we're asking
No, I wasn't there.
Okay. What we're asking for is for acknowledgement that these things happened. Okay, so that it doesn't happen again. That's
But what did I
it.
say
It's
to you at the very
nothing
beginning? I said I accept our history, but I don't take accountability for it. That's the first thing I said.
You're not listening. You're not listening again. You're not listening. Let's try again. We've never said that
Wow,
you were
someone
there.
just said you're Gallic.
You've said that you're not there. Listen to what I'm saying. Acknowledge the history, acknowledge the present day, so it doesn't happen again.
But we know that things in history shouldn't repeat
no.
itself.
Guys, do you see how difficult it is? Do you see how difficult it is? Do you
So I
see
accepted
how
it, but I'm
difficult
not
it
taking
is?
accountability
This English mindset is something that is so unique on this planet that just it really
It is,
blows
we've
my
done it the
mind.
best.
It's not the best. It's always so funny how you like say that.
We did though, come
You're
on,
the
let's be
only ones
honest.
that think that, you know. You're the only ones that think that. The funny thing is, if you're a champion of something, the whole world can recognise that you're a champion. But only English people and the British only say that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you look
So
at the
how can you
French,
be the
the
best?
Dutch,
How can you be the best?
Spanish, the
Literally,
Portuguese.
Lions,
They tried to do
how
what
can
we
you be
did,
the
but they
best?
couldn't do it. And we
How
always
can you, Lions, how can you be the best when you're the only ones that say you're the best? You're in a competition of one. You can't be the best if you're just the only one in the competition, sir. Are we the best? Best out of who? Who's put you in rankings?
Well, we've done it better than the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Dutch, the French. Come on, let's
Yeah,
be honest.
exactly, Lion Wakes. This is your problem, okay? You English.
It's not a
crack
problem,
me
it's
up.
facts.
You English crack me up so much, honestly. I find you guys like so funny because the funny thing is, I don't think you realise how funny you lot are in your silliness. You know,
It's
that's
not
why
silly,
I laugh
it's
so much.
history and it's facts.
That's why I will never stop, right, talking about English people because it actually gives me so much joy. It gives me so much humour actually listening to some of the stuff that they say because they're
It's
so
the same reason
ridiculous.
that you left the UK.
Talk about we're the best. Best at what? Best at actually being very incompatible with humanity. Yeah, you won at that one. This is why
we just took advantage of humanity.
This is why the Great Replacement theory is playing out in the best way possible. That's why the Great Replacement theory that you lot think is happening, Lion. It's why it's
The
happening.
UK is made up of 81% of white people.
It's going down, man.
Minority is
You know this.
20%.
You
how
this.
long
You
in
know
time do you think it's going to take?
It's been projected by 2050, it's going to go down to 57%.
I don't believe it.
How do you not believe it? Because you're literally not having babies. You're not having babies.
But we
You're
are.
not having children.
I know plenty
is
of
it
people that are
Ryan?
having
Are you
babies.
Tucken? Are you Logan?
Who?
There's a guy called Logan. Guys are saying Tucken in the chat. So we had this guy some time ago who actually was very confused in his English language, and he said the word Tucken instead of taken. And I'm having a bit of
That's me, Dave.
It is you, Logan.
It's not Logan.
But your name was Logan last time, no?
Nah,
Yes.
nah, I've never had Logan as my name.
Okay, but do you use the word Tucken though in your English vocabulary?
Don't take the piss, Fox.
I will. Anyway, so yes, that is the situation. That is the
Oh, no, I'll
subject.
flip the script.
It is projected that the white English population, the white British population is decreasing because you're not having babies. Capitalism is very expensive, so you actually can't afford to have children. There's also a revolution with women where women don't want to have children as well. Women just generally around the world don't want to have children because they realize the world is broken. They realize it's a world that they don't want to bring kids into, and just when you look at the news, you just have to look at statistics and see that African cultures and Asian cultures are still procreating at the same rate, and the European is actually going down, and that's facts. I didn't make that up. I read stuff, Lions. I don't just say it's my opinion. I read.
I just can't see it happening.
Oh, good luck with that then. Right, we're going to go to Steph now. Steph, how are you?
Hey Fox, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm lovely, thank you. What would you like to add to the prompt today?
Hopefully I'll be one of the few to answer the prompt. Why do Englishmen hate everyone? Because it's been socialised through us for many, many centuries. Craig, do you mind muting? Because once we get to your turn, you can unmute, but I can hear.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. So, the reason they hate everyone is it's been socialised for centuries now, and they've seen the benefit, they've seen the rewards, because they took resources from every other country so that they could make a profit. They took people and considered them resources and property, and made profit off of black and brown people's bodies, so that and labour, so that they could get those benefits. And they just see it as their God-given right, whether they believe in God or not. And I certainly don't. But yeah, they see it as it's the male entitlement. And that's why, sadly, it is especially whitey Englishmen. But I think that weird British exceptionalism is in all men that are raised in Britain, which can be across any race.
True, we've heard that as well this evening. Yeah, most definitely. There's something in the water, there's something in the land of Britain that does make people feel very entitled. And the reason why I decided to just do English men today instead of English women, because doing these panels over I don't know how long I've been doing this now, for what, like a year or something. It's really over a year now. It is always English men that always seem to have a problem more with the prompts than English women. Like, English women have actually been able to answer a lot of these things truthfully, like Steph, right? And we've got, I think, Anti-Racist Mum, I think you're here as well. By the way, hello, mods. So I haven't had a chance to even say hello to mods because it's been going off already. So thank you so much, mods, for doing everything that you do generally. You know how much I love you guys, appreciate you guys. Anti-Racist Mum, you're here. Hermit Sapien is here. Kruger is here. This is Beth is here. Who else is here? Mods. Who else is here, my mods? Did I miss somebody? Did I say Hermit? Did I say you? I said Kruger. Hi, Mazzy, not a mod, but hello. But thank you so much as well, as usual, for keeping it real as well down in the comment section and muting people as we need to mute. Ray Ray, is Ray Ray here? Or she was here, maybe. Ray Ray as well. So yes, Steph is absolutely right. Absolutely right. There is this entitlement, and it is just a very, very unique situation for those of us who are actually born and raised in Britain and lived in England, and then also to see just how the other countries in the UK react to England itself, right? That's why it's not British. You know, I know about the Irish, the Welsh, the Scottish, and how everybody on that island, that small island, still only sees England as the problem. Like, you don't really hear any Scottish Irish stuff. You don't hear any Scottish Welsh stuff. You don't hear any Welsh Irish. You don't hear any of those other ones. It's all of them with a problem with the English because of what the English have done to them, right? There's nothing else. Then nobody else says, oh, I'm Welsh and I've got a problem with the Scottish. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Like, English people, you need to do much more self-reflection than this. Much more self-reflection, because on your tiny ass island, you are still the problem. You are still the problem where you live. You are the problem where you live. You're the problem where you live. Thank you, Steph. Okay, we're going to go to Leanne now. Leanne, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm lovely, thank you. I am lovely. What would you like to add today, my dear?
Well, you know me. Love a little racist. No, love you guys. I'm going to shout out the racists, shout out the misogynistic white men of the UK. Lion, you know.
You know what?
Oh, you know what? Right, sad. It's always sad. Wait, who has feedback? Who has feedback?
You have feedback.
Yeah, Fox, have you turned the volume down, or if you've got a second device, because we're getting feedback on every single person, and I think that might, when a second device sometimes does that.
Is this better? Hold on, let me move this one over here.
Fox, when you're talking it's fine, but when people on the panel talk, they get
Is that better?
Lion, can you mute so we can see who it is?
Yeah.
We need you to mute your mic.
I don't know.
No,
it's weird.
I can still hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute. Has it always been there from the beginning?
Not really, but the more recent speakers, it's been there.
Okay, no, my phone has been sat next to me this whole time.
No, it's Lion. So Lion, when you're not speaking, you need to physically mute your mic. So I'm going to go back on mute and we'll see, because I think Leanne will be fine now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no, I was just laughing as soon as Lion opened his mouth. I think you're a very funny man in life. Why do English men hate everyone? You know what? Why British English men? It's a part of your DNA, and I 100% am generalizing, and I'm going to minus my dad. 100% generalizing.
Sorry, 1 minute, Leanne. Leanne, 1 minute. I'm just gonna mute you. 1 minute. I'm just gonna mute everybody a second. Am I echoing still, guys? Is it me? Can you hear me? Is there echo still with my voice? Can you feedback, guys? I'm fine. Leanne, it might be you then, I think. Leanne. Do you want to maybe drop down, Leanne, and then come back up again?
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, if you drop down and come back up again. Thank you, darling. Okay, and then we're just going to go to Kay in the meantime. Kay, how are you?
Hi, yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me up.
Lovely. Good to see you. You well?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I can't remember. Have you been on my panel before? I know you've been in the chat section before. Have you been up? I think you have.
Yeah,
haven't
I've
you?
been on once or twice before, yeah.
Yes, thank you so much for coming back. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so is it my mic? Hey, the guys are saying that there's a problem. 1 minute. Sorry, guys, I'll be back. Let me do something else. This is very strange.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I kind of wanted to address Lions. You know, it's crazy because, you know, he was saying that, oh, yeah, the English are the best to ever do it. The Spanish tried to do what they tried to do and, you know, yeah, they just couldn't do it. And it's crazy. I find it to be that, you know, it's such a sick fantasy and sort of competition and, you know, it's just a sick fantasy to them, honestly. And they don't understand how what their ancestors did actually impacted so many different communities, impacted so many different countries, and just so many different groups of people. They don't see that. You know, they just see it as, oh, the British are the best because the British, everyone else tried to do it, but we succeeded. And it's like they're refusing to see that actually what happened created some real damage and affected a lot of people. And is it's really disgusting. It's really, really disgusting. And yeah, Lions, I just want you to think further than that. Seriously, as an adult, as a grown man, fucking I'll think further than that. Like, seriously, expand your brain, expand your mind, and just think further than that.
Yeah, Kay, I can agree. The world is wicked, and history shows that. And it just isn't the British Empire that shows that. There's so many things in history where these people were wicked and caused trauma to so many people. Hello, she there?
Kay, do you want to respond to that? Because I don't think he actually heard what you said at all.
Is wicked, but then, you know, a few minutes ago we just heard him championing what Britain did, saying that, you know, well, the Spanish and everyone else, they tried to do what Britain did and they could not do it. So a few minutes ago you were just championing what Britain did, and now you're sat here saying the world is wicked. Like, it's just like, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, you know, and I was down there in the comments when you guys were saying that, oh yeah, he wasn't there. But then again, we see that even though he wasn't there and even though he wasn't alive at the time, look at him still perpetuating, you know, the same bullshit. He's still perpetuating the same bullshit.
But it's
ridiculous.
It's history. It's my history. I can't deny it. I can accept it.
Yeah, okay,
but I can't take accountability for it.
okay, yeah, it is your history. That's okay, cool, it's your history. But then again, your history is actually damaged a lot of people and you're sat here championing it.
Is it because you live in the UK that you have this opinion of just British people?
Just lying. 1 minute. Apologies for the feedback, guys. So you've said that you weren't there, right? But you've just attached this history to yourself. You said it's my history. That's what you've just said, right? I want you to.
And it's
I want
part
you
of
to
your
acknowledge-
history too, because you were born here.
No, it's not. I'm not British. I'm the first person to be born in my family in Britain. It's not my history, sir. It is not my history.
So you don't class yourself as British?
It is not my history. I'm a black woman. I'm African. Please don't ever think in your mind that was a common sense thing to say.
Like, what the hell is
there's so
So you
little
don't
common
think that
sense
you're
when you
British,
say
no?
something like that, right?
Even though
That's
you're
so
born
little
here.
common sense when you say something like that. You're trying to even say that people who even come to the UK and come and live there was part of your history now. It's not our damn history. It's not our damn history.
No, it's different from someone coming to the country but being born here.
Lions, you've just said, right, that you were not there for it, but this is your history, okay? This is what English people do. You pick and choose what you want to be there for, and you want to pick and choose what you want to actually associate yourself with. You only want to pick the good parts, and you don't want to pick any of the bad parts, okay? And what we're saying, and we've told you, we've said to you here right now, you weren't there. You don't have to be held accountable for all this stuff. We've said this very clearly, but yet you want to be accountable. You want to be accountable for all the good stuff. You are choosing to make yourself accountable. So therefore, we can now make you be accountable for all the shit that came with it, Lions.
But if you wanted reparations, then I would be, because I'd be paying tax towards it.
Lions, fine. Give us your address, because you're personally making yourself responsible. You're personally attaching yourself to the history. So give us your address.
Yeah, because I'm English and I was born here. It's my history.
Come to your house and take your shit back. We're going to take your shit back.
You ain't going to take nothing.
Yeah, because you've said that this is your history.
You ain't gonna take nothing.
Yeah, we will. We will.
And try it. You won't take nothing, mate.
Yeah, we will. Because you've said that this is, you're the one who brought out actually reparations. I didn't actually say anything like that. I didn't say anything. All of these
I see
terms,
this
right,
shit
that
on
we're
it
talking
every
about
fucking
now,
day. That's why.
Lion, the things that we're talking about now, we didn't even say this stuff. You said it.
About what?
You brought up reparations, and you brought
Yeah,
up your.
because I see it in the chat.
And this is the prompt here, guys. Right? The prompt is this. What this is the prompt. Okay. Lion Wakes have said this is my history, and you don't want reparations. That's not even the prompt. It's not
And
the
that's what
prompt.
we're talking about. The British Empire, is it not?
You
They're
brought
part
that up.
of English British Empire, no?
We've talked a little bit about it, but we haven't gone into depths like that.
So part of it is people
Steph
wanting
did bring up some
reparations,
things
is it
about
not?
history. No, you brought that up. You
Yeah,
did.
because that's what people want.
Has anybody? We've been on this live now for an hour. Okay, you are the first person to bring up reparations, Lions.
Yeah, because that's what everyone calls for in this app every
No,
single
no,
day.
no. Has anybody
It is.
here today? Has anybody here today, except you, brought up reparations?
Yeah, in the chat. I just said it. The
No,
comment.
they didn't. No,
Yes,
they
they
didn't.
did.
And even
I'm
if
reading the
and
comments.
even if it was on the chat, even if it was in the chat, it was not up here in the panel, and it's not in any of our conversations in an hour.
This is what people are crying for every day.
Nobody's. Reparations are an entitlement. Everybody deserves compensation for the shit that they went through in the British Empire. Everybody deserves that kind of compensation. For
Well, the slave owners were paid
for the
off by
the
2015.
for the trillions that were looted in 171 countries. 171 countries were looted. They were destroyed at the same time. So those countries are entitled to compensation because you would be asking for the same if something happened to you. But the problem with English people is you have no ability to think critically and you have no ability to actually have empathy. You don't have that. You don't have that ability.
What do you mean? The
Yeah,
British Empire
Aboriginal
ended
Australia.
slavery.
Thank you so much. Thank
The
you so
British
much.
Empire
Aboriginal Australians. Don't talk over. Don't talk over.
empathy. The British
Jared,
Empire
don't talk over.
technically
I'll
abolished.
tell you one more time. Jared, I'll tell you one more time. Otherwise, you're being dropped. Okay, 1 minute, please. Jared, this is the last time I will tell you because I will drop you. You've been waiting up there patiently and you've decided to unmute yourself because something apparently triggered you. Don't unmute yourself because you will get dropped. And it would be nice to actually hear you speak as well because I like to hear everybody speak. And that guy is gone. He's gone. So, Kay, are there last things that you wanted to add before we move on to FJ?
Oh, fucking, I forgot what I was going to say. I mean, well, the whole point of them saying that the British Empire ended slavery, the British Empire didn't end anything, okay? People had to fight for their freedom and a lot of lives were lost. The British Empire didn't end anything. Like, how can you even sit there and say that when people's ancestors literally had to unalive and fight for their freedom? And so many rebellions took place. How can you even say that you ended slavery? Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And it's just disgusting. It's really disgusting.
They don't have any knowledge actually when it comes to the enslavement of people. So they only generally bring up the enslavement of people when they see black people talking, right? That's what he's the one that brought up reparations right now. I'm talking about slavery. So they don't realize the actual history of slavery, that it went back to 3,500 BC, Mesopotamia. Korea has the longest history of slavery of 2,000 years. There are 50 million slaves today worldwide. And in Russia and Ukraine. So they didn't end anything. They didn't end any slavery. And when it comes down to the actual transatlantic slave trade itself, yes, the Portuguese were the first people to actually go to the entire continent of Africa and try to enslave everybody there. They did, but then the British took over and became the most profitable country. They didn't want to end in the enslavement of African people. They did not want to end it. What happened, like Kay said, is there was several and constant uprisings. There was the unalivings of plantation owners. There was revolutions constantly. There were people in the motherland fighting to get their ancestors back, to get their families back. It was constant. It was not a walk in the park. It was not as if people just took over and take it. They didn't. They didn't. They literally didn't. And you have to understand, at this point in time, slavery was very normal throughout the whole entire world. It was normal. And so when you lot say things like, black people sold each other. Nah, man, you Europeans sold each other. And yet you don't say white people sold each other. You lot did it. You actually did it way before Africans did it. You lot were trading in human bodies way before we were. You were actually doing it. You were actually doing it. And when it comes to when you guys say black on black people do it, is literally from one country to another country. Nobody was selling themselves. Like I said at the beginning of this chat, you lot don't have the ability to separate people from cultures, from their religions, from their races. You don't have the ability to do so, whereas we do, because we're more intelligent than you. Unfortunately, you actually have been on such a low level of intelligence. You thought that you were the smart people, but you're not. You're not. You're literally not. You are not. And everything that you've done in history is coming back to bite you on the ass. And this is why it's important for those English people who have the ability to critically think, to be like, yeah, our history was shit. I am going to make sure that that doesn't happen again. I'm going to make sure that I educate myself. I am going to make sure that I actually listen to other people when they talk. I'm not interested in me speaking all the time, because that's your own arrogance. All you have to do is listen to people. Don't come here and start arguing shit when the history books show what actually really happened. It actually shows. And we tell you exactly what happened as well. For English people, you're just like, no, but we know best and we did this. You didn't do shit. You didn't do shit. And that's why Great Replacement Theory is here and your population is going to go down 57%. We're waiting for it. Okay, FJ, how are you?
Fox.
Okay, have you got something else? Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I just want to say one more final thing. I'll be super quick. But this is the history that he's actually telling us to be proud of, knowing that it affected our communities, and that's what you want us to be proud of. Why would we do such a thing? Why would we ever say, "Oh yeah, we're proud of that history"? It doesn't matter if we're British. Yeah, we're British, but you know that's not a part of our history. Like, we're not going to accept that. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. It's so ridiculous. Like, you know, and especially this is why I always say, if there are any black and brown people and they're fighting to be English, I'm like, why? Literally, why? Why? It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. It makes absolutely no sense. Actually, I'm going to go to Leanne. Sorry, Leanne, let's go back to you actually, because we had to sort out this microphone issue. Hopefully it's better. I don't know. But Leanne, how are you? Again, let's try again.
Yeah, you know, in the chat, apparently my man was being cooked 10 minutes before he came into this live. So I was kind of excited to have the popcorn, do a part 2, you know, but apparently he's run away. So the prompt, why do Englishmen hate everyone? Okay, back to what I was saying. White men, you guys, apart from a tiny few that, you know, for the people, respect, whatever, one love. You guys, it's in your inherent blood, DNA, genetics, whatever, but it's a part of your DNA to have entitlement. So you hate everybody. That's a fact. You live and breathe. You wake up. You hate the fact that you got to wake up in the morning. You hate the fact that you got to go to work, you know, but you'll then be entitled that you hate women. But when there's a woman walking past you in a short skirt and she got a bum, your eyes are wandering and stretching your neck back. You want to tell a woman she's got to stay at home, and then you got to tell a woman she's got to reproduce and have kids. You've got to tell people that don't look like you to go back to their country. You're going to go and tell somebody that they're not doing their job properly. You're going to go and tell somebody that they're not allowed to park there. You're going to go and tell a man that I can do the job better than... Entitlement is a part of your blood. So for me, just accept it. Be proud of it. Your bald head and your big belly, going to the pub, smoking 100 cigarettes. Be proud of the so-called British culture you guys want to keep. And I think we would be maybe in a better place where you guys can just stop hiding yourself. You know, I get it, a bit scared. You know, country doesn't look the same. You know, can't recognize the Britain that I used to grow up in. Or I'm scared of my kids growing up here. You know, there's so many gangs. Just be proud that you want everyone to be a man. Women are not allowed to exist. People that don't have the same complexion as you need to be shipped back on boats, apparently. Immigration is such an issue that there's so many parties campaigning for it to be legalized again. Just be proud. I don't get it. Like, you guys keep boasting on about British values. But if you Google it, a part of them is being tolerant to other people, but you're not. So I'd say personally, just rewrite your rules on what being British means. And then we might actually have a country that can be honest with themselves and each other. but you guys want to keep lying to yourselves that, oh, I'm not a racist, but, you know, there's a lot of boats coming in. I'm not a racist, but, you know, John in the cafe, you know, I spend a lot of time with him, or, you know, I used to have a black girlfriend, or, you know, I'm not afraid of the Muslims, but they are kind of taking control, you know, they want this to be a Muslim country. I have never in my lifetime seen in the Quran where it says that Islam needs to take over the UK, but, you know, you guys make up your own little nonsense.
It's honestly crazy, that whole idea that Muslims are taking over. The fact is, a lot of you know, I've moved to a Muslim country, and there's not even the feeling of like Muslims have taken over in the country that I live in. There is no such thing as some kind of like Muslim ideology that makes people not be themselves. Like it doesn't exist, right? They take the most extreme forms, where of course the British have invaded like places like Afghanistan. Oh, all of a sudden tomorrow everybody's gonna have to wear the burqa. Like
you know, their letterboxes, and why are they only showing their eyes? I think it should be banned. Oh, but when you go to Spain and you're lying naked on the beach that no one asked to see your sagging tits, yeah, and your rolls and your literally burnt skin. Nobody's complaining in Spain about you guys taking over there, are they?
I wish they would cover up. I wish they would cover up.
You not pick and choose. Ukrainians were more than welcome. Oh, take a Ukrainian. I'm gonna throw cash at you. I'm gonna make it rain on your parade. Oh, but immigrant. A legal one, not an illegal, a legal immigrant. Oh, they're taking over the hotels. They're getting free money. Oh, they've been given. They get new iPhones. They're allowed to go to schools. They live on £40 a week. Oh, but that's enough to cover their bills. £40 a week. I dare you.
I think you've definitely made a good point there. I think that's what we need to start doing as part of this combating of their behaviour and their attitude, is definitely start telling them to cover up. Like their men actually do offend me. Like their eye, like the way they look is actually really offensive to beauty, and it's actually offensive to nature. Like really and truly, when you see them and you see that big old round pregnant belly, and it's literally looking as pink as my battery case that I've got here, right? It's like, because you can't look away, and I want to enjoy the sea, I want to enjoy the sun, like I want to enjoy the beach, I want to enjoy all these good elements.
And there's just a British person.
Yeah, you'll just see this big brown belly out here. You'll be looking forward, and you just see that big old belly right there, and then all of a sudden you're looking at this big belly, and you're like, I didn't want to see that.
No.
I didn't want to see that. So that's what we should do. If they're so afraid, we should, and they say, hey, you're asking women to cover up, you cover up your ass. You cover up, because we don't want to see that nasty. We don't want to see.
You don't want the women to cover up in a club, though.
Yeah, well, all it is just control all the time. Yeah, like all they want to do is control the conversations. They want to control what women do. They want to control what men do. They want to control what children do. It's just control, because they don't have any control. They don't have any control in their own country. So that's why they always have to start bossing around everybody. Like you brought up the whole, you can't park there, mate stuff. You know, you always see them all the time. And they'll come from nowhere. Or a lot of them, you know, they'll start looking out their window. They're just waiting. They're just waiting to have that interaction with somebody where they feel like they had some kind of power.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, oh, today, guess what I did today? I told off this person today. Yeah, I felt like a real big man when I told off that person. And they have no idea that that person looking at them is like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, they're literally
like, you're not important. You're not important. You're not special. So don't think that you are. Only in your head. So when that guy said it earlier, oh, we were the best at invasion. Again, it's only British people that say that.
You know what I wanted to do? Do you know what? I feel like from now on, guys, when a racist speaks, whether on TikTok or like